So you're probably wondering, how do I avoid these major issues? How do I know what I'm getting into when I sign a contract and come to teach in Korea? Well, like I said, if you have a public school job, if you have a EPIC or a job with TALK, T-A-L-K, it's pretty much set in stone. It's pretty secure. You really don't have to worry about a lot of the private school issues that I mentioned. Now, if you get a job at a private school, at a hagwan, then you want to look out for some things. My first advice for you is, if you don't get a public school job, get a job with a hagwan that is a major chain or a brand name or a school that has been around for a long time. A lot of cities have the same name of hagwans. I'm not going to drop any names here. I haven't worked at them. I don't know. If you go with a recruiter, the recruiter's great because the recruiter does not charge you any money. The school pays them for placing you with the job. You can simply ask them. You can tell them that you're looking for a hagwan job that is with a school that has many franchises. That way, if you happen to be working at one that is having problems, at least they'll have the capital, they'll have the cash to pay you, or they could transfer you to another one, so you have the job security. Yeah, I've heard some horror stories where the teacher goes back to their school on a Monday and the school is closed down and gone. It's just not there anymore. They moved out during the weekend because they weren't making any money. They just cleared out of there. And being in a foreign country, you're not going to chase after anything like that. You're not going to chase after them and go to court or anything like that. Actually, a couple weeks ago, that happened to one of my friends here. His company that he was working for moved him around a lot. And then he finally got settled with a job and was working there for a good 5 or 6 months. And then he told me all of a sudden, like, his boss got in some kind of trouble and he had to leave. The school was basically closed and he found a job in Seoul, and in one weekend, just bam, he's gone. He's in Seoul now. So go with a big hagwan, go with a major chain. Also, don't feel pressure to take a job very quickly. Try not to get yourself in a situation where you have to go to Korea tomorrow or else you have nowhere to live or you have no money. Give yourself some time to shop around, so to speak. If you find a school that's interested in hiring you, you can ask the school for some email addresses for current or recently former teachers, and you can ask them, how's the school, how's teaching there, would you recommend this job to me? If a school doesn't want to do that, then just move on. Also keep in mind, you can't know everything about what's going to happen in Korea. You can't know exactly what the classrooms look like or what your apartment's going to look like. I'm a planner. I like to plan things. I like to know exactly what's going on. So the whole experience of applying and accepting a job and coming to Korea, it was a little nerve-wracking for me because I didn't know everything. But that's part of the fun. That's part of the adventure of it, is that there's some mystery involved. I actually have an idea for another video, and that is to interview some of my friends who are current EPIC teachers and who are former EPIC teachers, just to see what their public school experience teaching is like, to try to give you some more information. I've been teaching here in Korea for not quite 2 years. I'd say about 1 year and 8 months. And I've met hundreds of people that have been teaching here. And to be honest, I would say 95% of them have been really happy with their experience. A lot of people email me and they're worried about their safety in Korea and stuff like that. It's really safe here. People are moral, and like, if you dropped your wallet on the ground, it would probably still be there an hour or 2 hours later. You know, there's no danger here, really. You're not driving a car. When you come here, you don't have a car. You just take the subway or the bus everywhere. It's really safe. It's more dangerous probably where you live. Every time you get in your car and you go to work, you have a chance of getting in a car accident or somebody trying to pick your pocket or rip you off somewhere. That kind of stuff doesn't happen that often to you here in Korea. It's really a great year, and if you talk to any other teacher, any person who's done this, they're going to tell you, I say 95% of the chance that they had a great time. So there is some risk. You do have some risk. I would say a 5% chance that something goes wrong or doesn't go in your favor here. If you work at a private school or an academy, I'd say you have about a 90% chance of having a good experience. It's maybe a slightly bigger chance of a problem happening with your job when you work for a private school. A lot of people go to the internet. They go to Dave's ESL Cafe. They go to YouTube. They go to various forums and read about teaching overseas and teaching in Korea. And a lot of that stuff is negative. Of course, when somebody has a bad experience, they're going to blast their co-teachers, blast their boss, blast their school. And when somebody has a good experience, they're usually not going to go on the internet and tell the whole world what a great time they had teaching, unless you see a testimonial on a recruiter's website. So a lot of the negativity and bad stuff that you read on the internet is just that 5% of the people that had a bad experience. I definitely encourage you to scour YouTube for all these videos about teaching English in Korea. They're great. Gather as much information as you can. Spend the time, watch the videos. But if you're really interested in going, if you really want to come to Korea to teach English, if you're considering it, definitely come. Don't not come because you're worried about your safety or you're worried about getting a bad job. Definitely come over here. Once you're in Korea, if by chance something doesn't work out with your job, you'll hopefully have made enough friends and you know enough people that you can find another job in your city, maybe even in your area, and you can get yourself into a better situation. If you want me to talk about a certain aspect of teaching or living in Korea, if you want me to revisit one of my subjects that I talked about in my earlier videos, email me here on YouTube and maybe I'll make a video that addresses that certain concern or situation. As always, thanks for watching my videos and I'll see you next time.